Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Eden's Realm, episode 13. I've been doing some things, believe it or not. Oh, there goes the TNT, and I need to shut this off. So, I am collecting cobblestone. I already have actually quite a bit of it, but I need a little bit more. And that is because, well, I'm using a lot of it. Surprise, surprise. So, I already have a couple shulker boxes here, and what we can do is we can head on over to spawn, and I'll show you what I've been up to, because it's been a lot of work. So we pop out of the portal here, and it doesn't look like much has changed, except there's a lot of cobblestone. I just go into free cam here. Some things have changed. Believe it or not, I am working on a perimeter now. You can see I have some preliminary TNT dupers up there. I'm starting the trench. So if you don't remember how world eaters work, is you make a large trench on two sides. So that'll be this side and the other side down yonder. And then you make two small trenches on the long side. So there and over here somewhere. So far that we're in the desert now. So you can see I've already started here and done quite a bit of work here. I still have a long ways to go, but it's coming along. And you may be asking, well, why are we making it here? Well, if you remember, this is spawn, right? So the idea is you don't want to have a lot of stuff in your spawn chunks. And this looks really bad with shaders on. So the idea is everything inside this red here is like secondary loaded chunks all the time, because I chose to keep the original spawn chunks. I didn't downgrade it to the where it's like two spawn chunks or whatever. I don't remember, but I chose to keep the full size, and so I want to make sure that we don't have a lot of lag in our world. So we're gonna clear this out, and this will be our preliminary test for our world eaters in this world. Because I want to make sure I have the process down before I go in and I make a really big one. Because if you remember, the one that I made in my first world was really big, and I kind of regret making such a big one off the bat. I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I have a little bit more experience now, but I'd like to have a little bit more before I actually jump into doing some massive ones. This is just a quick little thing I threw together, so this is what I'm using for clearing out the whole bottom section. Pretty simple. I just pulse it twice, and then whenever it comes back, it can send those off again. Nice and simple, nothing too fancy about it, and it clears one block each time as it goes down. So I'm going to show you guys some time-lapse footage as I continue working on this, and hopefully you guys can just appreciate how much work it is. So, if you guys remember this here, we had a warden spawning setup here quite a while ago, but now I'm just going to repurpose it. So take the wardens out of the middle here, and transport them somewhere else. Probably just up a little ways, use the full sand elevator, and then we'll store them there, and hopefully make it easy so that they're easy to be killed, but also easy to be held. So I need to do a little bit of thinking on how I'm going to do that, but then we can go ahead and get started on this project. I did a thing. Oh, that was close. Sorry, my bad. I did a thing. Let me, hold on, turn off the ambience. Go take a look here. This guy just spawned. Oh, it's a really cut and dry system, so I just have that arrow there. It's gonna keep spawning wardens. They'll travel down along here, and then they'll come up here, and well, eventually they'll all end up getting stuck in there. For whatever reason, sometimes they'll hang out on the top of this vine. I don't really know how to fix that, but they get pushed in eventually, and then because that vine is there, they can all stay there without getting entity crammed. So it's a really, it's a very janky system, but I can pull that diorite block out at any time and kill them all, so it's easy for me to take care of it. Really, all I have to do is put a chunk load around this, and then it'll just hold them all, and they won't despawn, but they'll add to the mob count. So, really good. I'm super happy with it. I need to let them keep spawning for a while, but first of all, I have to go back to the base because I ran out of food, and I'm close to dying. I now have set up a quick and dirty chunk loader, and I have an ender pearl here to make sure it stays loaded even when I'm logging in and out of the world. So it's really nice to have all of the stuff you need on hand. I don't ever have to like run back to my storage system to get anything, but it also means I have to clean all this up. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna keep working on the trench for a little bit. Let's stop breaking blocks for a minute, and instead, let's actually place some. Did a little bit of work here. It's really easy to get the sand and the gravel, but I have a lot of sand and gravel and some white concrete. We're also going to have to make a couple other different colors of concrete, and then we're going to do some building. But I wanted to show you first what I did over here. So I had planned on doing this for some period of time, but I just never got around to it. So what I did is I rearranged this. We now have a direct shulker crafter for this, so I can just put in chests into here, and then I'll put in shells into here. So we won't have to worry about that for much longer, which is really good. And then this system right here, what this does is this will auto dispense items onto a pressure plate so that I can just set myself AFK and stand here and place blocks without having to reformat my inventory all the time. That was starting to become a pain if I had to craft more than like a shulker box worth of concrete. And so now that should be fixed. We can fit, what is that, 10 shulker boxes worth of concrete in there, a little bit more than that. So I doubt I'll be doing tons at one time, but this will definitely alleviate some of the pain for that process. So what I'm going to do is I will get started making all of these different items, and then once I have them all done, I'll get started building and kind of show you what the idea is. And I did a little bit more than actually get started on it. Um, oh, I did the roof. It's not done yet, but it was a lot of white concrete to place, as you can see. Um, so just a little bit of like a hexagonal thing. We're gonna have some pieces on top here. Don't worry, it's not just gonna be a flat roof. But this structure is gonna be pretty big after it. Um, there's really not much else to say. I spent a lot of time making all of this concrete. It's really good that I had all of that stuff ready. And then obviously I have even more to build, but I also did a little bit more work on the trench in between. So let's go take a look at that. And if we take a look, what we'll see is this trench is done. You can see I've already taken the time, flattened it out down there. And I have a couple more blocks on the walls here that I need to take care of. But other than that, it is basically completely done. So super happy with the work I was able to get done. And I missed it. But yeah, this means that we have enough room to actually get ourselves started over here. I still have the other side to do and the two walls, but this was a good practice just to make sure I knew what I was doing. And I haven't decided yet how I'm going to clear out the 3 wide gaps yet. I was originally planning to do just another duper, do like a single duper, but I'm thinking it might be faster to just clear it out by hand. Now that we have the moss spreading techniques, the deep slate won't be as bad, and so it might be possible to do. I have to give it some thought, but I'll see where I end up. Maybe I'll try just a little bit. Who knows? It's a lot of blocks either way, so it's gonna be a ton of work. I also need to get Distant Horizons up and running. I've been meaning to do that. I don't know if it even exists in this Minecraft version, so we'll have to see, but I would like to be able to see from one end to the other. So yeah, I picked up a little bit of nether stars. We got ourselves 2 more beacons, and I also managed to get sick. So I was out of commission for about a week. Couldn't do any recording. So I ended up doing some more work, and I got this done. So there's gonna be 6 of these like pillar things up on top here. Once they all get in, they look pretty good. It's a little bit difficult to see them whenever I have shaders on because of all the fog that the rain brings, but I can turn them off here and you kind of get a good view of them. It's just light gray terracotta and tough walls. But then also I figured out how to get Distant Horizons installed, so now we can see really, really far off into the distance. Obviously, there's some issues with the mushrooms. Don't really know how to fix that. I've looked into it, can't find anything, but they're supposed to get removed eventually anyways, so not too worried about it. But I think this gives a good like scale view of just how much there is to do on this island, but like also how big the mountains are with the amplified terrain. Like the amount of grass that I've spread is, I mean, it's substantial for sure, but we still have quite a bit more. We have that little island over there. I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to do there. Obviously, I don't have concrete plans for anything, but there's a whole lot of stuff going on. And then we also have a project we're working on over there. So lots of cool stuff. Distant Horizons, as always, gives a good perspective of all the things that you're doing. So, as you can see here, I've also added a couple more things to my to-do list. I added in what I guess we'll call our light changer. So it's a hopper clock. Actually, it'll be easier if I show you. There is a hopper clock right down here, and that powers this randomizer. It has a 1/5 chance of hitting the randomizer, as you can see there. And every time it does, it either turns on or turns off the light. So I have the timer set pretty low. We'll adjust the timers and the amount of randomizers for each of the lights. They're not coming on and off at the same time. But hopefully what it'll do is it'll give us like a series of flashing lights on this building, and they'll just kind of flicker on and off. So the whole idea is to give it like a little bit of a dingy look. Hopefully at night it'll look interesting. But I need to get more of them in to see how it's actually going to look. And I've done just that. So this one is on a really short timer still, so this one flickers pretty fast, but all of the other ones are in on this side. So I've done about a third of it all, and it's honestly, it's a lot of resources, but I mean, it's not like I'm low on resources or anything, so I'll keep putting these in, but I think my next project is going to be continuing our work up here on the roof. So I have where the other four are going to be laid out at, so I've completed these two, and now I'm going to get started on these. They take quite a bit of concrete, so I need to do a little bit more of placing blocks here to be able to get them, but we'll see where that gets us. I know I've done quite a bit on this episode, but I don't think I have a lot of video footage, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. We might undertake a different project. We might call it quits here in a little bit, but thank you very much for watching though, and I just always want to say, Jesus loves you, and there's nothing you can do to change that. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life recently that's made me realize that, and I just feel like that's important to share. I just have to say, I really like how this looks. It came together pretty well. Still not 100% happy with these pillars on top, particularly from how they look on top. But I think from the way they look down below, I think they look really good. They give a little bit of atmosphere, a little bit of backdrop to this big building. And you gotta remember, this building is absolutely massive. Like, compared to these over here are a couple blocks wide, right? Like, these are 10, 20, 30 blocks wide, and that's like, I think the short side is roughly, I don't remember, like 50 blocks, maybe even more. So, I don't know, it's a massive building, and I think it came together pretty well. The idea is that it's some sort of like warehouse, so we may in the future do something back here and then like have some sort of port or loading bay down in here, but that's way in the future. We don't concern ourselves with the future yet, but overall I'm super happy with it. And I also have done more work, big surprise, but I've done more work over in the World Eater area, or in the Spawn Chunks area. And as we can see here, the second trench is completely done. So all of this has been cleared out, all the way down to bedrock. It wasn't easy, but it was pretty straightforward, and I had some stuff I was doing, so I could just kind of work on this and watch the stuff I had going on in the background. So that was nice and easy. So we are halfway done with the trenches. Still have quite a bit more to do. If you remember, over on this side, goodness gracious, even a long flight. Still have to place in the sand over here, so that's gonna take us a while. And then we also need to do the other side. All of the sand and blocks are placed in there. And I don't know if I'm gonna try and like TNT dispenser it or not. TNT dispenser, TNT dupe it. I don't know about that yet. This took me a long time, but it's one of those things where trying to do that, trying to use TNT, it leads to a lot of other issues, particularly with the amount of water. Trying to get rid of all the water caves is a lot of work. And when I say it's a lot of work, I mean it's a lot of work. So we'll see where this gets us. Hopefully by the beginning of next episode, whenever that is. It probably won't be for another couple of weeks, but I'll have this cleared out, and then we can discuss what we're going to do with this. But I also have some other plans, some other technical projects to lay in store. But as of now, I am really happy with the progress we've made today. So I actually ended up having enough footage to do a proper episode. So we are coming to the end here. Just been crafting up some stuff as per usual. But yeah, I actually have some things written down for me to do next time. So that's a sneak preview of what I'm going to be doing next episode. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm finally getting back into the groove of things, enjoying it, and yeah, so look out for live streams over on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming. I'll be trying to stream once a week, either Wednesday or Thursday nights at like 7 Central. So check that out there. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.